the joint planning and zoning meeting of November 12, 2014 for the Parish of Ascension will come to order. Let the roll show that all members are present except Mr. Gasparich Chafisi. The staff have already all introduced themselves, and I have no comments at this time. Item number 5A is a public hearing to recommend approval or denial the parish council to consider the following: Silver Oaks PUD concept plan. Staff? Oh, I'm sorry. I should, yes. I should have done that in the opposite order. So who is making a comment on the PUD here?
Thought it
Yeah.
was going to be Derek. But
Okay.
wait.
I guess it's too cold to go outside.
Boy, this brought some people.
Derek, I'm sorry I caught you out of the room there.
Sorry about that. We got tied up with some adjacent property owners outside, so I apologize. My name is Derek Murphy with Quality Engineering and Surveying, representing Ascension Properties for the PUD concept plan of Silver Oaks. This piece of property lies near the intersection of Airline Highway and Germany Oaks. It connects actually Airline and Germany. Right now, a portion of this property is zoned mixed use and a portion is RM. What we're proposing is a multifamily residential on a portion of this property, and then we're also doing single family on a portion of this as well, as shown in the concept plan presented to y'all. We have completed a drainage study and have it approved. We've also completed a traffic impact study, and we have that approved as well. We're asking tonight for approval of this concept plan as this area, basically, the use, this is a direct access to Airline. It's an apartment complex. It's a multifamily residential. It's just a good, we feel that it's a good use for this area. We're asking for a PUD in order, as you know, for the code as far as density for a multifamily is 48 units per development. That's the reason for the PUD. We have different land uses. Both of these particular uses will be able to use the amenities located throughout, pedestrian walkways and other things that we'll get into in the final development plan. We're asking tonight for approval on this, a recommendation for approval in order to go in front of the council. We're here to answer any questions that you might have. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any staff comment on this project?
Not really. He's covered everything. With the concept plan, I've gone over it with Quality a couple times over the last month and addressed small comments with the concept plan and how it's presented. But as far as code and everything, everything's good, and it's a PUD, so.
Does all of the traffic go in and out of Germany Road, or is there, I don't see anything on Airline.
It goes to Germany and Airline.
So there's a,
You don't see a road.
I don't see a road is what I'm saying.
I think it's.
It's the parking lot.
The
It's going to
pink-
be it's all parking lot. It's all private.
So
back
there'll be
there.
an entrance on Airline Highway into the parking lot?
Correct.
Okay, all right.
The entrance to Germany Road, does that just go to the single-family lots, or does that go back to the multifamily residential?
Both. Go ahead.
We actually, on German Road, the connection there is gonna be for the single family, but we also have a connection to the multifamily as well in order to have positive traffic flow going both ways. We also, if you look on the concept plan, you'll see next to Airline Highway, they got the double arrow, that's for the vehicular traffic. So we actually have a gated entrance on both ends, so traffic can move freely throughout.
Thank you. I'd like to open a public comment hearing. Do we have any?
Betty Bersajay?
Betty Bursajay, and I live right across the property where all of this is being planned. I came to the meeting not aware of exactly what was being planned there, but Gulf States has their main line, which runs through there, takes up quite a lot of property. I'm not aware of exactly where all of these buildings are going to be placed by the energy lines. Also, there is a drainage ditch that runs all the way through that property that drains my property. I don't know if you're seeing anything on that or if that's been, considered. And if they're going to leave that ditch there. That is my main concern. And I am not in favor of all of these new buildings that are being put up. I hope y'all take into consideration, the traffic right now is really bad, and right in the back of my property, they're gonna put up this 100-house subdivision. I don't know how we're gonna be able to handle all the traffic that will be coming in and out of there. And I appreciate your thoughtfulness. Thank you.
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am.
Next, no other speaker? Okay,
Excuse me, sir.
yes, sir.
I'd like the opportunity to speak. I didn't get a chance to turn in the card. I was
You may.
outside speaking with Mr. Ingram at the time. I appreciate the opportunity to address you gentlemen. My name is C.J. Barwa. I live at the property that's directly adjacent to his residential section that he's planning on developing. Obviously, I have several concerns. And earlier, I was in and I heard one of you gentlemen speak and ask a question with regard to, the man for Homer's house, if he had contacted adjacent property owners. Until tonight, this is the first time I've met Mr. Ingram. Any contact I've had with Mr. Ben Valentine, I've had to address it. They have done nothing to address any of my concerns. I really knew nothing about this until I saw the packet on the website today. There was one conceptual plan that Mr. Gary Benz had emailed me, but no contact, no questions answered. Mr. Ingram's telling me he's doing me a favor by putting the residential section close to my property. I'm going to have 34 houses, 50 feet in width, 20 feet from my property line. I have the 3 acres that run down the length of the property. Obviously, there are a lot of concerns with putting, 507 parking spaces for an apartment complex, 440 bedrooms, 36 houses, and that traffic's going to dump on Germany Road, which last time I checked, I believe, according to Parish statistics, is the second most heavily trafficked road in the parish. So I understand there is an entrance to Airline, but I've also asked the question if there's going to be a red light put there. The answer is no. Anybody coming out, if they're going to go left towards Gonzales, they're not going to pull out on Airline, have to go down, make a U-turn. Obviously, the easiest thing is to come out on Germany. That road is already backed up every morning and in the evenings. Obviously, I have a lot of concerns with drainage. Nobody has really alleviated. I understand there's a study. That's great, but the study's initiated by the developer. So until tonight, I'm not hearing anything to address my concerns. I'm not opposed to development. I just would like my concerns to be addressed, and I'd like this board to take a time out so that we can have questions answered. And I appreciate the time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'd like to, before we move on, I'm sorry. I just realized that this property is being presented by Mr. Chris Ingram. I think that presents a conflict of interest for me to make a decision on this because of business relationships between my firm and Mr. Ingram, so I'm going to recuse myself from this process.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want to make that clear on the record.
I have a question. Let me think what my question was. As far as notifying adjacent property owners, would we do this at this point in the process for the concept plan, or would that be for the preliminary plat phase, I guess?
This is considered a rezoning, and so we would have sent certified mail to all adjacent property owners based on the data on the assessor's website and what the applicant gives us.
Yeah. And Mr. CJ's house is right, I mean, it's right next door to the property, I guess.
And I could answer that question. I did get the
Okay.
letter in the mail.
Okay,
But getting a letter telling me you're proposing to rezone my property, and then actually sitting down and telling me that I'm gonna plan on putting, 17 houses down the length of your property, they're gonna be 50 feet in width. In order to protect you, I'm gonna put a fence, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm gonna do to, help
Yeah.
protect you from drainage. None of that was done.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
So, I'm going to close the public hearing since there's no other person that wants to make a comment. And ask the staff if there's any further comment from them. Derek?
I'd like to address a couple things. One is the Gulf States servitude that was mentioned. There's a 150-foot wide Gulf States servitude. We're not proposing any buildings in that servitude. We're not, and in fact, at this point, it's only a concept plan for zoning only. We're gonna have to work with the utility companies and get any type of approval for anything we wanna do inside that servitude, such as any parks, which we got shown. Green space is there now. It can be utilized by the property owner as long as it doesn't impede anything that the servitude was granted for. The drainage, we did a drainage study. There is a ditch that is coming from Germany Road going through this property, going north toward and crossing under Airline Highway. A portion, most of this property drains in that direction. There's a portion that also drains across Germany and goes the other way. This was all accounted for in our drainage study. We're not gonna impede the drainage. We're gonna have detention ponds, we're gonna have a pipe subsurface systems, things like that as indicated in the drainage study that was approved by the parish. Traffic, we do have to do some traffic improvements, some de-acceleration lanes on Germany Road and Airline to get people out of the way and off the road. So there are some minor improvements that are proposed in the traffic study that we are aware of, and that was approved by the parish as well. Notification, we've met the notification requirements that the parish sets forth. We have signs out there and so forth. And so that was done. So again, tonight, we're just asking for approval for the concept plan. Here to answer any questions you might have.
Although you're not required to do so, since you started discussing out here, would you be willing to meet with the people who talked tonight, some of the adjacent property owners, to show them what you're contemplating and at least discuss how y'all plan on meeting with some of those things?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Good, work with people.
Okay. Is there any further comment here on the commission? All right. In that case, do I have a motion?
Just to be clear,
Yes, sir.
make a motion from the planning commission to approve or deny, and then make a motion as the zoning commission to recommend approval or denial to the council. You're acting as two bodies right now,
Okay.
So can one motion do that, or it takes two?
two separate motions.
So one motion has to approve the concept plan?
Well,
From
it's
the
it's
planning
basically,
side?
the planning commission is saying, yes, we agree that this meets the intent of the code. The zoning commission says, yes, we recommend that you approve this map amendment to the council.
Okay.
I make the planning motion.
You gonna go for the planning motion?
I'll take the planning motion.
Mr. Burgess makes the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
So I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those
Abstain.
opposed? Okay. Now I need the second motion.
Move to approve recommendation for zoning.
All right.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed?
I
Thank you.
abstained.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you,
All
guys.
right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Those opposed?